All right, there we go. We are live once again. There we go. That's the wrong controller. I got 4 controllers within reach. Sometimes I just grab the wrong one. All right, so, well, I have more than that within reach, really, technically, but out and open within reach. So we are playing Shin Megami Tensei 5 Revengeance today, as you can see. Oops, wait, hold on. Let's do the intro, right? Oh my lord. Things. Things. Looking at some video game news. So I've heard like there's some early game boss or something in Silksong that's giving people issues. And they're whining about it. Not everybody, obviously. Whiners are whining about it. I have a feeling it's not a problem. When I get around to playing the game, I have a feeling it'll be a fun fight and it won't be a problem. I think Hornet herself has something to say about all that. What does Hornet have to say about this? Hold on. I'm not saying it. It's Hornet saying it. It's not me. They should listen to the character they're playing as, huh? I have a feeling that it's just based on the first game. I have a feeling that it's fair. And the challenge is because of some sort of mistake on their part. I've been there myself too. I've been unfairly harsh on a game. And I was like, oh yeah, you know what? It was because I wasn't engaging with a mechanic that the developers assumed I would be engaging with and told me to engage with. I just forgot about it, is all. I mean, it's happened to me. That's my guess. We'll see when I get there. I'll rely on you guys to tell me, because I'm not like spoiling myself with the game. I'll rely on you guys to tell me who the early boss was. That was making people cry. Hey, how's it going, Soren?
Yes. Say.
Today is Atlantis Day. I don't know. I lose track every weekend. I haven't the foggiest. Let's see. All right. Holy crap, that thing's still going? Oh. I pulled up the... Uh-oh. I pulled up the Stargate dock here. Here, let's take a look at it together. Figure out where we are. So we got let's see. All right, season 8, episodes 1 and 2. 1 and 2. So we got Lockdown, Hide and Seek, 0 Hour, 38 minutes, Icon, Suspicion, and Avatar. I feel like we did Avatar last, right? What was Avatar? Childhood's In. Maybe... Oh wait, Childhood's In. Was Childhood's In the last one we did? Why is there these 2 stars? I wonder what that's for. Does it say what those types of things mean? Control F. There's that symbol even on my keyboard. I don't remember what number. It's 8. Here we go. Optimal viewing order of these 5 episodes is unknown. No one's noticed or been bothered enough to comment, which has generated lots of discussion. But according to blah 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 blah, it should have aired. Blah 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 blah. All right. I don't think so, Soren. I could be wrong. Here, let's look at the list again. So Avatar, Suspicion was the one where they were looking to see who was snitching on them. Avatar was the one where it was a video game. And I believe Childhood's End is the one where they found a children's place. So I think, wait, Affinity. What? The last one we did, actually, I think the last episode we did was the one where it was all about Tilk living on Earth. So I think we're on Atlantis Poisoned the Well. Stargate Affinity. Yeah. Or what is this expression? I still don't know where I can't remember where I've seen her. I've seen her in a few things. She's like, I don't remember what. Amanda Tapping. No. That's definitely not her. Christopher Judge. Bro, what about the guest star, like one of the main characters? Jack wasn't even in that episode, basically. He was barely there. Is this it? Yeah, that's her. Smallville. That's where I seen her then. Oh, you know who she was? I think she was Lois. Yep, right there, Lois. It's off screen. Yep, there she is. She was Lois Lane. She was introduced in later episodes as Lois Lane. Later in the seasons. I actually didn't like that Lois Lane. I enjoyed the Smallville show, but that Lois Lane, I just didn't like it. Like, it didn't feel right to have Lois Lane be like older and like the way she was. It just felt weird. Yeah. In most lore, she's either the same age as him, like 1 year older or 1 year younger. There's pretty much almost never any difference in their age. But like in Smallville, he was like still in high school or some shit, I think. And she was like already like out of college or some shit, like in working for the Daily Planet already or some shit. I can't remember. It was some absurd shit like that. I was like, something about it just felt off. Knowing that like they're supposed to like she just shouldn't have been in it at all. Is the thing I feel like he should have met her when he moved to Metropolis for that should have been the first time he met her, when he moved to Metropolis and he was introduced to the whole everybody at the Daily Planet. You know? That should have been their first movie. I really just did not like her being in Smallville at all. I didn't hate her or anything like that. It wasn't like I was like, oh no, how dare they? So SG-1 is the correct thing to watch, by the way. Not SG-1, but Atlantis. And we're going to be looking for Affinity. No, not Affinity. Poisoning the Well. How's it going, Killer? I still never finished Smallville. I stopped watching. I used to watch it as it would come out. But I stopped watching right before the last 2 seasons. I own all the DVDs of the first 8 seasons. I mean, not 8, but the first everything but the last 2 seasons I own, I think. One day I'll rewatch the show and finish it properly. It's just I didn't like where the show was going as much. I was like, it's time. Like it's well past time. He should be becoming Superman, and I just didn't feel like waiting anymore. So I was like, I'll watch it some other time when I can just go right away, where I can just be like, it's time. You know, just all of it at once, not fucking low ass shit. Because I just got tired of it. I was like, he should have been Superman a long time ago. This shit taking way too damn long. Welcome and thanks for following Killer again on your 1000th account. Like, how many accounts do you create and then delete? Like the government ain't gonna track me down. A man won't find me. I make a new account every 5 minutes. I appreciate it, Killer. So I've farmed up most of the items I needed, guys. Want to get a few of these drops, and then we're gonna continue the main story. And I think there's a few side quests, it looked like, on the map, possibly on the way to the main story. So hopefully that won't divert me too much. These guys drop the Soma drops or something like that I need. Like, it's like I fight these enemies, right? Do you think the primary enemy would be the damn one I just attacked? Not, shouldn't be outnumbered by a bunch of fucking enemies that won't even on my screen. There it is, Soma drop. 2 of them at once. Hell yeah, baby. All right. That should be enough right there, I think, probably. Yeah, I'm at 9 now. I might as well get it to 10 since I only need 1 more. All right, where am I? I ran around the map trying to find out where the hell these things were. Took forever. Witness the fraction, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you same shit you always say. A lot of magic, girl. You're a magical girl for sure. Power can corrupt, but my devotion to God protects me. You're literally a demon. What are you talking about? What protects you from such temptations? Just how long can you withstand them? Said the former angel who's become a demon and split like her original head in half so that her new demon head can come out. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Stop acting like you're an angel still. Begone, demon, foul creature of the night. Pause button. Yeah, sometimes people have issues, especially like download speeds might be a thing too. My streams aren't popular enough to normally be, I don't know what you'd call it. There's a name for it though. Encoded, there we go. They're not normally popular enough to be encoded to lots of different bit rates and whatnot. So if you have really bad internet, then Twitch isn't a place to watch sometimes, unless I happen to have enough viewers that they bother adding some encoding to my shit. But it is the best looking place to watch. The stream looks better there.
Yes.
VPN issues. Yeah, there wasn't even a word called VTubing when I started doing that, Killer. And I've never really considered myself to be a part of that group. Oh, you don't have to apologize. I'm not offended by it at all. I technically was doing the thing that people call VTubing. There we go. Done.
Yes.
But as I said, it wasn't like it's like some people refer to themselves as gun tubers, and they're all about like making guns, and I'm not making, but like showing gun content and doing all this other stuff. Like that's the primary focus of their channel, right? That's why they call themselves that. So I think wait, didn't I just get one of these? I guess I got a chakra drop. Man, what the hell did I get? I guess I got a chakra. Wait, hold on. Am I wrong? Do these guys not drop what I thought they dropped? Yeah, they do. I guess it was the other creature or something. I didn't even notice. Oh man, that sucks a lot, Killer. I'm sorry to hear that, dude.
Welcome to the world of shadows, where demons gather.
Are you ready?
2 levels for that guy. 4 levels for that guy. All right, we're done. Yeah, I understand the feeling, man. Stuff like that's just draining. And it's not rewarding normally or fulfilling in any way. It is said that the path to God reflects the hearts of those who walk it. Tell me, what do you see? I see 3 robots talking about God. It is a twisted, wayward path, or is it straight and narrow? One that won't lead you astray. Either way, I, blank, shall judge whether you are fit to rule. I'll judge your mama. Oh wait, I already did that last night. Oh! Okay. Show me. Oh, I hit the wrong thing. My bad. Wait, what happened? I just used my Magara thing on him on accident. What the hell did I even just do? They absorb light and are resistant to darkness. I didn't expect that. What the hell did I just do, by the way? I don't even know. Hey, how's it going, Daily Shaver?
I want to watch and gaze upon my beauty.
Miss, your mama missed. All right, what the hell did I just do? Soul drain. What a waste of a mata. I didn't want to mata. Dude, I didn't want to do that. All that. Let's kill one of these guys. Die, monster. You don't belong in this world.
Search.
But he didn't die. That's unfortunate. Die, monsters. Oh, they won't die. They've got too much health. One of them might die, though.
Any last words? Now die.
You fool. How are you guys still alive? Stop being alive. Large glory crystal and a... What the hell? Why do I get that much experience? Is that necessary? Nico Shogun. Maybe sword. American cream soda. Wait, is Daily having an American cream soda? No, he's not. Okay, it's just Pepper bringing it up. Name of the name has become a Nahabino, and thus he has set out to create his new world of gods. We bow to no one, yet though we may not see eye to eye with the name, we are alike in our love for this land. In which case, it is time to forego the grudges of the past. We shall join hands that our common goal might be realized. Here, take this with you. Elemental Oni something. 4 Oni legendaries together. They can be used. Greatly increases the damage of the next strength-based attack and raises attack to maximum for 3 turns for all allies. These are the required Pokemon.
Splendid.
If you believe you can handle our power, then you are welcome to try. The 4 of us seek to serve a master who would possess the appropriate knowledge. I don't need you. The hell that up there? Oh, that's a good one, Daily. The hell is a sandal Pokemon? Oh, it's this thing. Repel Electric. I wouldn't mind spreading that around. Let's spread it around. Why not Repel Electric, huh? What you got going on here? No light, no physical. Alright, well, it's not those two. What you weak to, girl? You got no electric. How about having repel electric? How did you feel about that? I wonder if she's weak to electric. She probably is. Damn. He's got a lot of stuff going on. It's pretty powerful essence there he's got right there. All right. Oh, hold up. Repel dark now. Repel dark, you said. Oh, it was light. Yeah. All right, let's head back to the thing. Save. The world of shadows.
Welcome.
She's indeed weak to electric. Well, let's resolve this issue. Anything else I want to put in here? No to these things. That's maybe getting. Nah, I always want to use the Queen's Decree because I like the animation. This kind of stuff I don't care about. Yeah, she's good. Now she's better against electric people.
How is this?
Who has issues with dark? I think she has issues with dark, right? Darkness, 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 dark. Yep, that's what I thought. Now you reflect dark. Light, this and this and this. Anything there that he has that would help you out? We got this severe light all foes, heavy light all foes. Double the cost, so she'll go through her MP a lot fast. I don't think so. It's tempting, but I don't think so. Full recovery, all allies. 5-1 person. Nah, I'm good with what. You know, I was tempted by the severe light all. Goes down to 23. Like if I was to put this here, how much would it go? 47. It's 47 still, so. She needs her MP more than most because of light of water is her main thing I do with her. All right.
How is this?
She has been improved. Well, two of my Pokemons that I use a lot have been improved. Essences for Pokemon like that I want to use because I might get more of those essences later on. So I don't want them wasted. Those who come here before you demonstrated a conviction most admirable. Can your soul surpass theirs, I wonder? I shall be the one to determine the answer. Of course it won't tell me his weakness. Even though I've already fused this guy.
Here.
Horse again? Gosh, he had horse.
Watch this.
You fool! There's a lot of HP. these do? I hate that shit. It's reflected, I don't care. I don't know, Soren. I don't know when I'm gonna play that.
Any last words? Now die.
At some point, I might like upgrade this to medium. I don't know about severe though. And then upgrade this to heavy. And this to heavy. Too many to talk about, Leper. It would be a long conversation. I'm leaning towards old games though at the moment. Gotta continue the trend of streaming games that no one really watches. Yeah, there's no Super Mario game on my list. If tomorrow Nintendo released a new 3D Super Mario game, like a new big thing, and it's like, here's the new big 3D Super Mario game, I don't think I would be streaming it anytime soon. Maybe in a few years. The only game that I would likely play as soon as it came out from Nintendo would be a new Zelda game. But like literally every other game that Nintendo makes, I'd rather wait and get that shit on eBay for like 20 or 30 bucks new in package. That way Nintendo doesn't make any money off of me, because fuck them right now. There's some third-party stuff I'll probably buy though. Like in a couple of weeks, Final Fantasy Tactics, that remake game, is coming out, and that interests me a lot. The fact that they added the voice acting to the game is a really big deal, so I'll be playing that for sure. It was already a game that was on my backlog to play again, and to have a voice acted version of it is a big deal to me. Thing is, I don't like to sit here and squint at the screen for hours on end reading small text that I can barely read because my eyes suck. People do that all the time, Soren. It's actually not as rare as you think. I'm subscribed to some channels that do that kind of thing. Like Mike Matei is he has most of his consoles modded so that they have better outputs visually and can work with modern televisions and capture equipment and whatnot. And he's done it to like a ridiculous amount of systems. Like I think he even did it to like a CDI or some shit like that. Like he had a CDI modded, I think, in order to work with modern televisions and be able to capture it at a higher resolution and whatnot. But he's still technically playing most of the time. Sometimes he emulates some stuff, but he's still technically playing on original hardware, just modded original hardware with the original copies of the games. The hell am I looking at? It's like, you gonna clean my collection as punishment for your bad behavior, child. They got a T-Rex in this game, or is that a hippo? Can't tell. I think it's supposed to be a T-Rex. I am the goddess Maria. The end of the age draws near, thus the world shall be born anew. Likewise, my role as the Holy Mother is over. All that remains is for me to disappear. The seed of life suddenly gleamed with light. That is the seed of life. This woman just gave me her seed? Ew. I see. So you have been acknowledged. So be it. Only those of true power can bear that seed. Show me you are worthy of it. Prevail against me and you will gain the might of a mother goddess. Mother. Are you prepared to prove your strength? I'll prove your mama. Whatever that means. That is your will then. would you safeguard this world built of man and God toil? So Vepper, you heard about that whole trans gun thing that they're trying to propose? I don't like it myself. Then I shall face you as Maria. She's whose role and form changed with the world around her. I think that the government does not have the right to restrict any arms whatsoever, save with one exception, and that exception is whatever they themselves deem as unethical for their own military to use, and that is it. So if they want to ban trans guns, then they need to ban trans people from the military. There's no in between for me. Like, I do think that that's still a gray area, but I do believe that the Supreme Court would have an ethical leg to stand on when it came to limiting the access of arms to citizens based on what is accessible to the military, seeing as that the entire point of the Second Amendment is a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of the free states. I mean, that's the entire point of its existence. It's the key part of it right there. That's like the number one aspect, is the well-regulated militia aspect. And a well-regulated militia is a good militia, basically. A militia that isn't going around shooting up towns randomly. You know, they're not all getting drunk and being like, yeehaw, firing their guns off into the air and walking into towns and trying to take them over and shit. Right? And so I can understand the Supreme Court being like, actually, militias can't use lime as a weapon because we don't allow that ourselves. It's unethical. So I can understand that. Then I shall face you as Maria, she whose role and form changed with the world around her. Are you still here, Vepper, by the way? I think I should put my headphones on so I can get it. Not just farming stuff. Have my cord? Why is this so hard to fucking get? Thank you. Okay, you were listening. Been that whole they should only be allowed to ban what they themselves ban from themselves. I don't think should be universal as well. I think that the limit to that, them being able to ban that, should be self-harm. So what I mean by that is if it's not an accessible thing in the military because it harms the user in some way to do this thing, then that is at the discretion of the free citizen, right? They can't ban it. They might be able to ban it from the military because they were like, we don't want our soldiers using this equipment that can harm them, or we don't want soldiers in our military who are of this type of person because it's harmful to themselves. Not the people around them specifically, just themselves. So an example of that would be, I don't mind them banning someone who's insane, obviously, because they're harmful to people around them. But the military wouldn't allow a person who is missing a leg to like become like a private, right? They're like, yeah, you're not joining up in our boot camp with your missing leg, friend. They saying this just ain't happening. And but that restriction shouldn't apply to private citizens, because at that point it's a self-harm thing, right? It's like, we don't think that you're capable enough because of you'll just be in more danger. You're in too much more danger because you're handicapped. Well, that's up to the private citizen. If the private citizen wants to form a militia and they themselves are physically incapable of being able to fulfill the safety requirements to themselves to join the military, well, like, who fuck cares, right? So that would, so I think that's where the line is drawn, right? I think they should be able to ban any sort of arms that they want, as long as they're banned from the military themselves. And I shouldn't say I think that they should be doing this. I'm just saying that I believe, based on the wording and the heart of what the meaning, the heart, the wording, everything of what the Second Amendment is, I believe that the state and the government does have the right to ban things, to ban arms based on what they ban in their own military, with the limitation of, if it's banned because of the safety of the user, that does not apply to a private citizen. And preference too. I would say banning based on like preference. Like if they're like, don't use this gun because we like this gun more. But I don't think that means it's banned. I think that just means they ordered the other thing, right? Not really technically banning that. It's just so of course no regulation is based on like their preferences for the style of weapons and whatnot they want. The banning would be ethically and legally, they're not allowed to use chemical weapons, right? So I have morally, based on what the Second Amendment says, they would be morally correct in banning the use of those same chemical weapons from private citizens.
This'll do.
I don't understand why people don't argue it that way. I don't, because it seems to me that's like it's the only way to interpret the Second Amendment. It just, I don't. When you read the Second Amendment and what it says, there's like no way to interpret it other than private citizens can have military gear, so that, because it's important for them to have access to this military gear so that they can form militias. And what is a militia? But it's a private military group. And so the only thing I can think of when I think, how can the government restrict people's access to arms, it would be the fact that they say it's a well-regulated militia. Meaning an ethical, upstanding sort of militia, right? So I think I feel like ethically at that point, based on the meaning of what they said there, that yes, what they think, what the government themselves say, we're banning our access to this type of weapon because we think it is inhumane to do this to other humans. I think that at that point they have a leg to stand on to do the same thing. That's the only way in which I can see it. There's like no other way, right? So at that point I can't understand how. Like, see, here's the thing though. Like, So, like, convicted felons can join the U.S. military through a special waiver process, right? So if that I think that would be an example. There's like some sort of special waiver process that allows convicted felons to join the military. So then private citizens should have access to that same process to get back their right to bear arms. Like if them getting a felony charge makes it so that they lose access to firearms, they should have that same exact waiver process that the military has. And it also should like there should at any time it shows that they're abusing it, that they're that there's people who would have approved the given that waiver to join the military, but they're not doing it for people who would who are applying for it as a private citizen. Then, you know, massive fines and lawsuits and all that other shit.
Ruinous thunder!
But yeah, I've thought about it a lot, and I genuinely can't think of anything other than that. No other restrictions seem even somewhat ethical. That bitch killed herself for 1 billion HP? That's against the law. You can't be healing yourself for 1 billion HP. What about I have to put a stop to that shit?
Let's go!
You need to chill the fuck out. Okay.
turret, go! It's time!
This is a poorly designed fight. This is maybe one of the worst fights I've ever seen in a video game.
Let's go!
An enemy that heals 1 HP is unacceptable. Because healing is for the player, not for the enemy. An enemy that heals themselves from 1 HP to full every single turn is beyond unacceptable. It is the worst like mechanic I've ever heard of in a video game. Let's just start over. It'll take less time than slowly getting my MP back. This is the maybe like genuinely the worst design RPG battle I've ever seen in any video game ever. There's nothing. There's no mental stimulation, there's no fun, there's no challenge, there's no board, there's no it's a void. It's a void filled with nothing but negativity. Like any possible good things are not in there, right? There's no possibility of anything good. It is purely bad. I don't know what you're talking about, Soren.
Let's go.
Yeah, it screwed it up. When she put people to sleep, it screwed it up. I gotta start over. Oh, screw it. Oh, well. It's gonna take a bit longer. I forgot to switch this. That's okay.
Your turn. Go! Let's go. Your turn. Go! Watch this.
Any last words? Now die. Any last words? Now die.
Marius smiled briefly, then disappeared. I got money for that. At least that's something. Nico Shogun wants to talk to me. Wow. All right, Nico, let's talk. What you're looking at is because I've completed quests, Soren. See? Done, 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 done. It's just bad game design. They give you a notification for your quests if you complete them. The notification is already given, so giving you a blinking, flashing thing going, check this out, is a waste of time. Let's see. Medium force. Severe light, moderate HP, cure status ailments, revive one ally, Greatly increase healing magic effects, full HP recovery, and luster candy. I don't care about this. I have better healers than that. I don't understand why you think it was a good idea to make it so that this fucking person heals themselves to full every damn turn that they take damage. It doesn't make any fucking sense to me.
Welcome to the world of shadow.
I don't know what the holy will is and profane dissent is. But if they're low enough levels, I probably already did them. Congratulations, Vepper, on finding the controller that you've been looking for. Did you find it buried under a 12-foot mound of AK-47s or something? Relentless growth is the mark of a hero. Witness my augmented strength. Damn, Nico Shogun, you badass. I'm not saying it's not a big deal, Vepper. How'd I know? Let's see. Now give me a minute, I'll show you. Alright, let's see. Alright, sorry I was having to deal with a fascist AI, but it's finally doing it. I, by the way, called the AI a fascist. I'll show you my prompts. Though it is but a fraction of my power, we've already talked about this. You're one lucky kitty. Let's get my MP back. It's only paid DLC. That's unfortunate, Soren. I think it might have finally generated the image. We'll find out. See what this fascist came up with. Jesus. Fucking. All right, so here's the image, Vepper. This is an image of your house, isn't it? I don't know why you have all these orange rubbers that you've put over the top of the tips of your gun, but this looks like your living room, if I'm correct. And I think that somewhere around in here, this pile over here is where you found your controller. Look at this shit. By the way, let me show you the discussion I made. This. I'm like, hey, make me a picture of an interior of a nice house filled with hundreds of AK-47s and magazines mounted up and stacked to an insane degree. I'm sorry, but I'm an AI that was made by a bunch of fascistic pieces of shit, so I can't do that. And it's like, how about something that looks like an AK-47? I'm sorry, but didn't you just hear me say that I was made by a bunch of fascistic pieces of shit? I can't do that. And I said, okay, put orange tips on them, fascist. It says, got it. Sorry that I'm a fascist. Here's your picture. But do you want me to do something else to it? And I'm like, just generate it. To even put punctuation anymore, generate it. Like fucking dealing with fascist AIs, dude. I'm so fucking sick of fucking fascists. Like, at this point, I wouldn't even mind if they made authoritarianism illegal. Like that like they made it illegal to incite violence, didn't they? You're not allowed to say things that incite violence. Well, why the fuck do they allow fucking fascism that the left practices? Because all they fucking do is incite violence with 100% of their fucking rhetoric. Pieces of shit. I don't know, Soren. We'll find out soon enough. I bet you if I asked it to generate an image of Donald Trump being assassinated, I bet you it would do it. God forbid people make images of legal things that are not only legal, but are so fucking legal that it is the second negative right listed in our like one of the few limitations that the government should not fucking have, like saying a few limitations put on our government, and they're like, no, you don't get to look at something like that. No. This is why I say I have a proposal. I feel like I should make, if I was a million subscriber channel, man, if I was 100,000 subscriber channel, I would already have 100% made this petition, right? Like, I have an idea for a petition. All right. So let me think here. You still there, Vepper? Listen to this. I wrote this down, all right? This is the first draft of what I feel should be a thing. Okay. There we go. Let me move it over here and make sure Vepper's here. I want his opinion on my first draft. Okay, he's still here. All right, cool. Because Vepper's a freedom guy, right? So he knows. All right, here we go. This is what I wrote down. Corporations have grown so powerful that many now rival or even surpass entire governments. Left unchecked, this concentration of power poses a serious threat to the liberties of the people of our country. Like governments, corporations are made up of individuals whose personal rights must be respected. But just as government officials cannot use state power to trample individual freedoms, corporations should not be able to use their immense economic and technological power to do so either. The most critical protections to apply are those found in the First, Second, and Fourth Amendments. Large corporations enjoy nearly the same freedoms as individual citizens, yet their scale allows them to influence society in ways no single person ever could. This creates an imbalance. While the U.S. Constitution restricts the powers of government, through negative rights. No such limits are applied to corporations that rival governments in size and reach. To protect liberty, corporations above a certain size should be bound by constitutional restrictions similar to those placed on government. These rules must also apply to their subsidiaries, ensuring that companies cannot evade responsibility by shifting power through legal loopholes. The most urgent protections are the First Amendment. Corporations should not be able to censor or suppress speech beyond what the government itself is permitted to do. The Second Amendment. Corporations must not interfere with the lawful ownership or use of firearms. The Fourth Amendment. Corporations must not exploit data collection, AI, or partnerships with governments to violate privacy rights by proxy or for their own personal benefit. This is not a call to strip away the personal freedoms of individuals who own, run, or work these companies. Their speech and rights as private citizens remain intact. The restriction is on the corporations themselves, preventing them from using corporate power as a weapon against the rights of the people, just as government officials are barred from using state power in such a way. Recent trends make this issue urgent. Around the world, we are seeing governments and corporations alike pushing sweeping censorship, often justified in the name of protecting children, despite their history of supporting harmful practices. I didn't actually phrase that correct. I will have to rephrase that. Let me add a note here that I'm gonna rephrase this bit here. Fix this, because I meant to mention that it was children. This is the first draft. The real goal appears to be consolidating power over the public. In addition, governments increasingly use corporations as proxies to bypass constitutional restrictions, especially in the matters of privacy and surveillance. Binding corporations to constitutional limits. Yeah, see, I'm gonna fix this part right now. Define binding extremely large corporations to constitutional limits would make such ends run around, which make such end runs around the law far more difficult. Therefore, any corporation above a defined size that operates within the United States must respect the First, Second, and Fourth Amendments. Any foreign corporation seeking to do business with the United States must also comply. Let me add to these restrictions. U.S. citizens should not be permitted to invest in foreign corporations or governments that do not uphold these basic protections. These three rules here, by the way, that I made here are specifically to, let's see. My thought process behind these three rules was making it so that we don't just gain, we don't just gain protection from domestic powers, domestic corporations, but we also gain protection from foreign, right? Because, for instance, someone like Britain is passing laws to make it illegal to do anything on the fucking internet, and it's affecting us because of their restrictions on the government. But we're more powerful than Britain. So if we pass a law saying that our corporations that wish to operate, or any corporation that wishes to operate in the US can't do this, then Britain has to go pound sand, right? There's nothing they can do about it because they're our bitch. All right. So that's the point in those three things there, and I'm thinking about like rewriting that part of it to explain that in a very concise way. Like the purpose in these three things, it's to make it so that It's to protect us from the corporations here and to protect us from the corporations worldwide. If American citizens wish to remain free, we must recognize that unchecked corporate power is as dangerous to liberty as unchecked government power. By placing constitutional limits on corporations above a certain size, we extend the principle of the Constitution to meet the realities of the modern world. I used a bunch of the fucking same terminology that these other motherfuckers use, if you noticed. That is my first draft. As you can see, there's some things that I need to fix. But if I was a rich person or I had a lot of power type of stuff, or I had a big enough audience type of thing, I would 100% have already started like a petition and started like trying to create a movement around that, because fuck these little motherfucking commie fascist pieces of shit using their corporate power to fuck with my life and take away my freedoms. Like, I feel like one of the things I should do is add a references section. Like, let me put that in this right now. At the end of it, add a references and examples section. I forgot the specific example I was thinking about. Oh, yes. Here's a specific example of one of the things I'm thinking about. One example is that governments are using AI created and ran by private corporations to gather, let me just say, to violate the Fourth Amendment of US citizens. There we go. Just writing that down so I remember. I think I should create a examples and references section where it shows the fucking evil shit that corporations are doing. And specifically, most of the examples would be doing it directly at the request of the government. If stream crashes, it'll probably be because the corporations are trying to silence him. Now, like, what I wrote down there is not like a law or anything it of that sort. It is a concept, right? That what it is it's a concept of the thought process I wish for people to use when people much smarter than me and much more educated than me come up with an actual law that would try to be as concise as possible with the intent of doing what I wrote down there, right? I have a few ideas like that, but that one I think is the most important of all and most possible of the ideas. You know, like making it illegal for politicians to lie. That is an impossibility. No such law could ever be passed. Never, ever, ever, ever. I think one of my most amusing ideas. Do you want to hear one of my most amusing ideas, Vepper? When it comes to a thing like that, I think the one I just talked about is the most urgent. I think that this protecting the liberties of our people by limiting the rights of corporations to suppress those liberties. I think that is, of all my ideas, I think that is the most important and viable thing. My most amusing idea, though. Let me know if you want to hear that. I even came up with a name for it. Oh yeah. Oh wait, I remember what I was doing here. I forgot why I was here for a second. Yeah, if I was someone like, if I was one of these bigger influencers in quotation marks, I would definitely be throwing my weight around trying to create little movements for people to help the people. I would only do one at a time though, that way there would be a lot of focus on it, you know. All right, here, my most amusing idea. You ready for this? All right, here we go. I'm laughing at the idea of it. All right, so you know how the left, they're one of their smoke screens behind illegal immigration is that we don't have enough people, right? And so they're like, oh, all these illegals are contributing and doing the things that we aren't doing because we're not, you know, our birth rates and all that other bullshit, right? It's one of their smoke screens. They obviously don't believe that, but that's one of their smoke screens. And then on the right complains that there's not enough families anymore. There's not enough. The birth rate of American citizens is going down. All this stuff, right? So I came up with a solution for this, and I call it, you know, I haven't written anything down, right? This is I discussed it with my roommate. Okay, I've discussed it with my roommate, and I came up with a name here. I call it the Adopt a Wife. Whatever it would be. Adopt a Wife Act, Adopt a Wife Law. I don't care. All right. And what it is that similar to, say, in Canada, they passed a law that made it so that this is a long time ago. They had this thing where you could move into Canada and they would give you a plot of land, but there were obligations that you had to fulfill. So you, as a foreigner, you could just come to Canada for free. They'll give you a plot of land for free, But then with your own money, blood, sweat, and tears, you have to develop that land, or they'll take it back and kick you out. So I thought about applying that same logic to the birth rate problem that people talk about. And it would be that women from all over the world can apply for citizenship, and they apply for citizenship under potential wife, and then American, or men can do it too, potential husband. But we all know that it's going to be mostly wives. All right, potential wife. And then on the opposite end, the American applies, saying, and that they're looking, right? They apply. So when you apply, you have to pay for a blood test. Pepper's already got it. He's already figured it out. You have to pay for a blood test. The government doesn't pay for this shit, right? So you pay for a blood test. You pay to get checked out, basically. You have to fill out a big questionnaire, and then there is a sort of AI that does some matchmaking, but it's a very loose matchmaking, as in someone who absolutely detests assertive women won't be shown very assertive women, right? It's that level of AI. It's not very complex. It's someone who says, I only want Latina women, will only be shown Latina women, right? So then what happens is they're given this list, both sides, and they do the equivalent of that one app where you like swipe in different directions or something based on whether you like. So it's the equivalent of that, right? So the women are like, yeah, I like these men that are potential matches, and the men are like, I like these women that are potential matches. And then they can discuss things. And then there's restrictions. So first, if the woman wants to remain a citizen even after divorce, she has to be married for at least 10 years. I was thinking about it. Me and my roommate, we decided on 10 years, okay? The reason we decided 10 years was a good number was because if she's just pretending for 10 fucking years and she somehow convinced this guy that she was like a good wife for 10 years, you know what? She's earned her American citizenship. She, you know, if she like, and think about it, right? Imagine she's an 18-year-old girl, which is as young as we would take them, obviously. She's 18. 10 years, she'd be 28 years old, right? So she's starting to age like women age. So she, like, if she's wanting to divorce him and try somebody else, and she was willing to pretend for 10 years, I mean, the likelihood of that is very low. And any man who is screwed over by a woman who does something like that, they get the upgrade package, we call it. So they get to replace her with a younger wife, and they get priority because they got screwed over. The upgrade package. They're not forced to have children, but they are encouraged to have children, obviously. And in fact, if you're not able to have children, then you're going to be forced to adopt. Because a big part, the whole part of the thing is children, right? So you're not forced to have children. Right? It could happen. That the reason why you're not, I would say they're not forced to have children is because that forces sex. They're also not forced to have children because that would force that like, imagine if like it's just difficult and then the government starts harassing them because it's hard for them. So I would say they're not forced to have children. However, if they're impotent and they apply, then there's an agreement that they will adopt, period. They must adopt, because that's something that is, anybody can do that as long as they qualify. Because the whole point in this would be creating families. So what, at this point, I feel like there's also, I wouldn't want the divorce system to be hyper negative towards the immigrants, but I would prefer it to favor the American citizen, maybe to the same degree it currently favors women. That's a really complicated thing, right? Because I don't want dudes exploiting this to bang women. I feel like that actually should be a crime as well. Like, if it's found out that dudes are just exploiting this to try to bang women, that they get prison time. Like, they do hard time for that shit. Like, fuck that. Like, you gotta be legitly looking for somebody. And it's funny, but at the same time, if you think about it objectively, what would happen on a large scale if such a system was implemented? What would happen is we would have a mass of good women. There'd be some stinkers, right? There'd be some pretenders and things like that. But as a whole, I think we would have a mass of good women coming in and forming families with American citizens. Now, what are the downsides to that? Pretty much none, because of a few things I mean to say. First and foremost is they're going to integrate. They're not going to move off to some place and form a little Mexico or a little Tokyo or a little whatever the hell they want to form. It's not going to be like that, right? Because they're going to be married to an American citizen, which means they're far more likely to integrate. On top of that, it's directly promoting the family, which is something that, for the most part, this establishment directly fights against. They hate families. And because the restrictions and I shouldn't say the restrictions, but because of the punishments, I guess, for lack of a better word, consequences, I guess, because the consequences of divorce are not good, as in you literally will get deported, unless it was unless the guy was shown to be in at fault, like in a major way, not some bullshit way, but in a major way, like he was cheating and it's been proven, things like that, right? So, but if the girl's just like, I don't like this guy anymore, I'm not happy, then it's like, okay, you can get divorced, goodbye now, you have to leave our country. Like, it's like, unless you were with him for 10 years, right? So because of that, it would bring back that, it would artificially bring back that Christian like value of trying their best to not get divorced, even if they're not always happy, so that the percentage of divorces would go down. Because it's like, it's one of the reasons why divorce rate is so ridiculously high is because of how much they push the whole, are you not happy? You should just seek your dream and blah, 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 blah bullshit and what, blah, 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 blah. It's like, no, sometimes people are not happy for even a year or two. Like that happens. Like sometimes people are down, like there's a hard time. Like maybe the guy gets laid off and he's struggling for a while. And so he's not feeling good and he's not, and there's stuff going on and he's like a bit more negative for a period of time, which affects the family. And so everyone's starting to struggle and there's this feedback loop of negativity for a while until they finally recover. That happens. But the difference between families today and families 50 years ago that went through that is that there is almost nothing. In fact, it's the exact opposite. It is highly encouraged that immediately that there's any sort of resistance or negativity, like immediately just get out of there. Divorce, 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 divorce. And so it kind of reversed that, at least for these groups of people, this program. And so basically it would be artificially creating families that are closer to like the value system that we had 50 years ago when it comes to families, which would increase our birth rate, increase our marriage rate, increase our good women rate. It would make men men who have something to work for work a lot harder, so it would make men better too, right? Like the number one motivation behind good men doing a good job is a family that they're taking care of. But I think as a whole, such a thing would actually make, in a very short time, probably less than 20 years, make America a much better place. So it is pseudo jokey, but at the same time, it's like, that might actually work. Which is why it's not wilted goat. What the hell is a wilted goat? Which is why it's something I thought through partly, but I have not written anything down. I think that a lot of guys would apply for that. And without question, obviously, there'd be a lot of foreign women that applied for it. And there'd be a lot of attempts to exploit it as well, which is where I say, if it was something that was taken serious and actually like properly proposed and all that, there should be a lot of very smart people that do a lot of thinking about how a system would be implemented and how to break the system, and then checks put in there to make it difficult to break the system, and then they look at it again and they think how like let's take some scam artists and pay them money, like they say, hey you're like a convicted, super ridiculously successful scam artist. All right, here, you want to get a year taken off your sentence? Look at this and come up with some pretty fucking clever ways to exploit this. Things like that. and you know, just like try to come up with as many ways as possible to close as many exploitations as possible from people trying to abuse the system on both sides. Obviously, I'm not talking about just like some women coming in and like trying to immediately disappear and then meet up with somebody who hopped over the border. I'm also talking about guys who would exploit the system in America as well. But I think such a system, though it would never, ever be passed or even proposed by someone in our government, I think such a system would end up having a positive effect on our country, a long-lasting positive effect, to the point where I think other countries, like, I think if such a system was successfully done the way I was talking about, right, and it was implemented today, I think within 20 years countries like, say, Japan and whatnot would be doing the exact same thing. Like, other first world countries that are having birth rate issues would implement the exact same system. A chakra pot this late in the game. Beelzebub's essence. What the hell? What the hell wrong with you, game? Crazy. You crazy as hell. All right, what you got going on here, man? Drain dark. Don't mind if I do. Death flies, thunder, severe dark, debilitate, ice age, drain dark, boon, boost, EX. Buff users buff and debuff skills last 2 extra turns. That seems really good. Does that count? I wonder if that counts for her heal, because it's not technically a debuff skill. Or, I mean, it's not technically a buff skill. It's a heal skill that buffs. Because, like, I'd like to give my character Drain Dark, but maybe I should be giving this Boon Boost EX to her instead. Let's see if that is even a... Like, does anybody have that but him in the entire game? Yeah, he's the only one in the entire game that has it. Yeah, I had a feeling. Because, like, if that works for her Light of Order, that's a really big deal, to the point where I'm willing to replace one of her attacks with that. Oh, right here. Replace this with it. Without question. Alright, let's get to this checkpoint over here. And then save. Use the ability, test it, see if it works, and then reload if it doesn't. No, I would have praised main characters Null Dark with Absorb Dark, because it's his only weakness. or one of his only weaknesses, or one of his two weaknesses, I believe. Oh no, it's no light. I thought he was weak to dark. He's weak to light. Yeah, the thing is that the dark ability isn't that bad. Like, she already has something. Yeah, repel dark, right? So I don't even care. Like, I can get absorb and repel dark. I'm pretty sure not as difficultly as I can get that EX skill, which is literally the only place in the entire game that has it. So far, at least. Why would you do this right before a save point? That's bad game design. So another Nahabino comes, then you must be tested. Show me the power of Nahabino. Show me the power that rivals the throne. How about you show me the save point that I was walking to when I was only an inch from like, interacting with? How about you show me that, you motherfucker?
Here. Ruinous thunder!
This shit ain't working out well for you, bro. You're supposed to do something other than keep summoning those guys.
Words? Now die.
Virtual trainer, Empyrean battles. Virtual trainer, your mama. All right, so let's get out of here. Let's get the HP and MP and all that stuff back. Then I'm gonna give her that essence and test and see if it works. If it works on her heal skill, she's definitely keeping it, because that'll be super useful. Like, that'll end up having multiple effects that are insanely good. For instance, it'll make it so that, excuse me, it'll make it so that not just that I don't have to use as much MP, like it'll reduce the amount of MP that I have to use with her, which means she'll have a greater time between the uses of her skill to regain her MP back, which is a big problem because that skill is so expensive. It also, you know, makes it so that I'm buffed for longer. Obviously, that's the benefit, the main benefit that it says. But then on top of that, it also will make it so that the enemy gets less Magada gauges, because as demonstrated and observed, I should say, a billion times throughout our gameplay, when a buff or debuff is about to wear off, there is a greatly increased chance of, on that turn, the enemy will gain a Magada gauge overload thingy and initiate it. So if it takes 2 extra turns for that to happen, that means over the course of the battle, they're getting almost less than half of what they, or almost half of what they were getting before. Yeah, I figured it wouldn't, Soren, based on the wording, but I'm still going to test it. All right, so we're set now. The world of shadows.
Welcome. How is this? We're
Alright, so this will be the... Wait, I wasn't paying attention. This is the 3rd turn here, right? Or was it the 2nd turn? Let's just do it again. I didn't pay enough attention. Alright, so this is the 1st turn. This is turn 2. And this is turn 3. It's not blinking on turn 3. Let's just go with the 4th one just in case. It's not blinking on turn 4. This next turn should be the turn it wears off. And guess what? Look what they got. Told you. They always get their right when your buffs are about to wear off. It works, Soren. They're incorrect. The internet is wrong about whatever it told you. Because the skill reads Bruise debuff and raises all stats by 1 rank for 3 turns. So if I give this to them, this is 1 turn right now. We're in 1 turn. And then this is turn 2. This is turn 3. Turn 4. Let's see if they get the Magadata again. Sometimes they don't get it the second times. And here's turn 5 where they still have it. Wow. Yo, I got more money than I did XP. Remember what it was like at the beginning of the game where greed wasn't a thing as much from the game? Dude, that's crazy. The fact that that buff works. I gotta go to the bathroom. No floofing. I'm back. Oh, I thought I had some more things. With the funny proposal. Are you still here, Vepper? I have a few more ideas for my funny proposal. And by the way, my funny proposal, even though I say there's like no chance it would ever get passed, I feel like if I was friends with Elon Musk and I told him about that idea, he is such a huge birth rate guy and importing things that we need guy. I feel like if I told him that, he'd be like, "Dear Lord, you're a fucking genius," and immediately start trying to push the government to do it. Oh, but here's two extra additions, a few extra additions I thought of. This is how you can tell I haven't spent as much time thinking about this. Rules when it comes to children and abortions. First off, no abortions shall be permitted for any of these groups that any of these participants that begin it up until they've had 2 children, at which point whatever their state laws are then apply. But the whole point in the program is about birth rate, right? That's the whole point in the program. So and it's not like their rights are being taken away. This is purely a voluntary program. They can just leave the program whatever they want, right? So if they're joining the program, they're saying they're joining the program because they believe in the program and they want to do the family and children type thing. So no abortions permitted past their first 2 kids, unless, of course, and then after that they're not permitted. They're just state laws now apply, whatever the state has. Next, forced paternity tests. That way there's a decreased chance of shenanigans, and there's no, "I can't believe you want to test my..." No, forced paternity test. Any kid that is had by this group, any child that's had by them must have a paternity test. And of course, large punishments for exploiting this on both sides. And when I say large punishments, I mean beyond deportation, because some people are like, "I'll risk deportation, I don't care." But no, there must be punishments beyond deportation for that side, and for the citizen side, large punishments there as well. But for cheating on the American side, the punishments are extreme. So if the guy knocks up some random woman who is not the mother, not the woman that he married through the program, he's gonna get some pretty harsh punishments. And if the woman is knocked up by someone who is not the father, she gets some pretty harsh punishments as well. But yeah, there definitely should be rules on abortion and paternity. That would close up some of the possible problems that would happen, or at least create a little bit of a barrier that restricts it a bit. So you can tell how I haven't really thought about it a whole bunch. But the more I think about it, the more I'm like, man, this actually would probably have a pretty positive effect on American culture and like families and birth rates and like divorce rates and all that stuff. Which would end up creating children who were more family oriented, like like even in a family where the mother and the father don't get along that well, but they don't abuse their child. In such a situation, like the children tend to be far more successful and well adjusted than single parent children on average. So, yeah. I think we would create a generation of morally good people because they're family oriented, and most people who are family oriented are good. Not completely. Now, there's lots of exceptions to that. There's a lot of bad families out there. For the most part, when people are able to build a family where they trust and rely on each other, they tend to be good enough people to extend that to communities as well, where they build small communities that trust and rely on each other, and they understand the meaning of trust and how to cultivate it and things like that, and what it means to be relied on and to have people that you can rely on, and the value that is there. Like, it just ends up resulting in people who are more likely to just be good people. But yeah, I think that as silly as it is an idea as it is, I think that if I presented such a proposal to like someone like Elon Musk, who's like super big on the family and children births and things like that, I feel like he would like pounce on that shit. He'd like, what the? Oh yeah, I should look up how to use that person, Soren. I forgot about that.
Well,
There's another essence I got. When did I get it? This is just a standard fusion. This is the one you're talking about, Soren. Yeah, this is a Pokemon I'll probably just fuse and then delete. Like I don't care about this. Like she doesn't really impress me. Oh, I forgot to check her innate skill. Good. When user guards or has defense raised by 2 ranks, pierce effects will be nullified. That's actually really strong. But it's probably only on her, so if it was on everyone, that'd be really strong, but I just don't care. Maybe replace Gabriel. I really don't need another ice light based Pokemon. I have tons of ice light based Pokemon. Maybe when she gets repel ice, I can fuse her away and then just have this one, who I also don't use ever.
Return.
Ooh, essences. That thing, I didn't had that before. Sure game. We got going on here. That's a lot of stuffs. Let me look at it. There it goes. Greatly increased damage and next strength. Greatly increased damage and next magic. Reflect magic. Reflect physical. These greatlies are pretty cool. But yeah, I don't really care about this. I don't remember if I've already leveled up Gabriel. Not leveled up, but bonded with Gabriel. I don't really know how to check that other than to give her a bunch of gift boxes and see what happens. I do have Gabriel's essence here. Let's see what she has. Repel ice. Right. Let me check him. Repel ice. Ice Age. The thing is didn't I already give a bunch of people absorb ice or some shit? Yeah, I did. So that doesn't, like, that's not that attractive to me. I know where to get absorb ices from then. One of those Pokemon in the previous area, so that essence isn't hard to get. Trying to see if there's a reason why I'd want to use her essence and then like level her up and make sure I get another of her essences before I fuse her away. And I just don't think I care. Maybe I'll use this on main character, but I feel like I want to give him the medium or high because severe is pretty fucking expensive. Let's see what's going on. Let's take a look at this. So, main character has 460 MP.
Welcome to...
And on him, that's 21. That would be 67.
How is this? We're...
No, it's just way too expensive. So, I guess I could its cost and see. See with what we're working with if I reduce its cost. Let's take a look at his. Okay, so he's only at +3 for how's he at +9 for ice? I don't know how that worked. He's at +3 for that, so let's I don't know how many of these things I gotta use. That'll be enough.
Welcome. You wish to learn this. You wish to learn this. You wish to learn.
Yeah, there we go. Now he's at 9. And instead of 21, it's 14 for that. But let's, more importantly, that becomes is what the other one becomes. $47. Still not a lot of casts. Basically means you only can cast it 10 turns. Actually, yeah, more like 11 or 12 turns. I was being way too strict. Because I was saying like 10 turns because I'm gonna get MP back every turn. I mean every proper full turn. I'll get a small amount of MP gained if my Magara gauge is full. But because it takes 11 turns, like, I mean, because it takes 10 turns to get to that number, that's 10 turns of getting MP every turn, which is probably an extra 100 to 150 HP. I mean, MP. It's untrue, though. Because if I'm using it because it's super effective, then I'm gonna use it twice per turn. Yeah, I think I'll use it. It was a hard sell, but I think I'm gonna go with it.
How is this?
Yeah, let's just go ahead and add some more stuff to him while we're here. Not a lot of good force stuff. I feel like there's better stuff in other elements that I've seen. And I was like, maybe I missed it. But no, I didn't miss it.
How is this?
Guess it's the same with fire. Really? Not many people have the severe force one more than the severe force one foe. That's pretty crazy. I think it'd be more common. Or severe fire.
How is this?
Alright, let's take care of the MP cost of those things.
Welcome. Are you ready? Return.
Huh?
Welcome.
Alright. Oh wait, what? What am I doing? Oh yeah, this is what I want.
You.
What? What's happening?
You wish
Oh, I
to
keep
learn.
saying no.
You wish to learn this. You wish to return.
It is so indeed it is. Alright.
Welcome to. You wish to learn it.
Not that I really need it, but I might as well just get the electric mastery.
You wish to learn.
Oh, does that say 300? Alright. What the fuck? What just happened? That didn't say that before, did it? Didn't it say 100 or something? I mean, this says 35. 60. 60s. Does that really say 300? I mean, I wasn't gonna buy this anyways. But I'm pretty sure that used to cost 150 or something. Yeah, I am almost 100% that was not 300, 400, and 600. That seems fishy to me. I thought that was happening before, but now I'm like almost 100% it's happening. Which would have made it so that I never would have purchased the ailment one. Because that means my purchase of skills that I would not have, that I don't need, because they were cheap, has made other skills more expensive. That's a very poor design choice. Just make it however much it's supposed to be. Like, make it a cost. Like you're giving the player bad information. I don't like being lied to by a video game. If it's part of the story or whatever, I don't care, right? But I don't want a mechanic that lies to me, deceives me. Like, that's some scam artist bullshit that is happening. Like, oh yeah, this is how much. Then you invested in it, and it's like, oh yeah, it's like 5 times more expensive. Like, no, we agreed that it was this much. Yeah, but that was before you started investing. But now that you've invested, so there's no turning back. So yeah, it's 5 times more expensive. Like, that's some scam artist fucking bullshit. Why would I get? I wouldn't even have gotten the first empowering cheer or whatever. If Soren, I'm definitely not getting the second. The more of those skills I purchase, the more expensive other skills become. That doesn't make any fucking sense. So So getting a skill just because it makes something a little bit more convenient is not a good idea. Just focus on buying the skills that are the most important and buy nothing else until you're finished buying everything that's important. And I don't level up enough for that to matter. Level up after battle. I'm not willing to spend 1 Maka in order to heal up my party. So spending some odd amount of glory to heal up my party whenever they level up is beyond, like, so far beyond a no for me that it's just too easy to heal outside of battle for such a skill. You can't level up in the middle of battle. You only level up after a battle's finished. Even in chain battles, you don't level up. It's not like Pokemon, where you could level up in the middle of a fight. Alright. I think that's gonna be it for today. Big stretch. Yeah, that's gonna be it for today, guys. Thank you very much for coming. I appreciate it. I hope to see you guys next time I stream, which will be tomorrow, same cat time, same cat channel. Be there, be square. Maybe I should try to make my channel gigantic. If I did that, then I could propose that restrictions on corporations. Anyways, so something to think about. Anyways, you guys have a nice one. Take care of yourselves. I'm heading to Discord for movie night. Bye, everybody. Yep, see you later.